fire in your heart. And you know what they did? They crushed it. They spat on it like it was nothing. They wanted a monster. Something darker. Something twisted. Something they could fear. Well then, you give them what they asked for. You think the world's soft. Nah, son. The world don't owe you a damn thing. Life's cruel. Life's cold. You think anyone out here is gonna feel sorry for you? Gonna cry tears over what you lost? Over how hard you worked? They'll forget your name before the sun sets. They'll laugh at your scars and call you weak before they turn around and pretend you never existed. So you want their respect. You want them to feel the fire they stoked inside you. Then you stop being the victim. You stop pleading for mercy. Mercy ain't ever saved anyone. It sure as hell ain't gonna save you. They see you as a beast? Good. Show them how right they were. Show them what a cornered animal does when it's got nowhere to run. You tear apart everything in your path. You take their hate, their doubt, their words like knives, and you sharpen them into weapons. You want power? It's there. It's in the pain they gave you. Every single lie they fed you. Every single time they turned their backs. That's where your strength lies. But let me tell you something, and listen close now, 'cause this is where most people lose the thread. Don't just be a monster for them. Be a monster for you. You ain't here to prove nothing to nobody. You ain't got nothing to prove to this world that tried to bury you. Nah, this is about survival. This is about looking in the mirror and seeing the demon they created, and not being ashamed of it. You want to know why they hate monsters? It ain't 'cause of the fangs or the claws or the fire in your eyes. It's 'cause monsters don't care. Monsters do what they want. Monsters don't bend to rules. They don't play nice. They don't beg for scraps. And that's what scares them. They wanted you tamed. They wanted you broken. And here you are, standing on this mountain, refusing to be put down. You feel that? That cold, empty feeling deep inside. That's what's left when the world stripped away your softness. That's where your strength comes from. From nothing. And now you're here, looking at me, asking for what? Permission? Validation? You ain't getting that from me, kid. You ain't getting no good job or a pat on the back. You want to stand at the top? Then you better be ready to fight for every damn inch. Ain't nobody else gonna climb this mountain for you. Look, life ain't a story. You ain't the hero in some fairy tale. Heroes get slaughtered. They get forgotten. Buried under the weight of their own righteousness. You want to be a hero? Go ahead and die for some cause nobody's gonna remember. But you want to live, right? You want to win. Then you gotta stop thinking like a hero. Start thinking like a monster. You burn down the forest. You salt the earth. You leave nothing behind for anyone to follow. You take what's yours, and you don't apologize for it. You become the thing they fear. You use their hate. You wear it like armor. You feel that pain. That's your fuel now. You feed on it. You let it push you forward when you're too tired to move. And when they come crawling back, begging for mercy, begging for forgiveness, you don't even look their way. 'Cause monsters don't forgive. Monsters don't forget. You wanted strength. It's right here. In the ashes. In the blood. In the bones of everything they tried to break in you. think this is some kind of game. You think you're just gonna walk back down this mountain after everything you've been through, and they're gonna welcome you with open arms? Nah, let me tell you how it's really gonna go. You're gonna go back down there, and they're gonna look at you like you've changed. And you know what? They're right. You have changed. You ain't the same person who started that climb, and that scares them. You know why they wanted you weak? Because weakness is easy. Weakness is controllable. But you're not weak anymore. You ain't the person they could push around, the one who would bow their head and keep quiet. That version of you, gone, buried, and now they don't know what to do with you. You know what the funny thing is? They asked for this. They wanted to see what you'd become when you hit your breaking point. They didn't think you'd survive it. They thought you'd crumble like they did. Thought you'd fade away, just another forgotten face in a sea of failures. But you didn't, did you? Nah. You crawled up this mountain, bleeding, clawing, dragging yourself every step of the way. And now you stand at the top, looking down at them, and they can't handle it. You ever wonder why they hate strength so much? It's 'cause strength don't need permission. Strength don't wait for approval. You got it now. Real strength, not the fake kind they pretend to have. And they can't stand it. They see the power in your eyes, and it burns them. Makes them feel small. Makes them remember all the things they'll never be. But that's not your problem. You ain't here to make them feel better. You ain't here to soothe their egos or make them comfortable. You climbed this mountain for you. You fought every step of the way for you. And now, you've got a choice to make. You go back down there, show them what you've become, or you keep climbing, leave them in the dust, and never look back. You think they deserve to see this version of you? The version they tried so hard to destroy? Or do you show them what real destruction looks like? You tear down everything they ever knew, everything they ever thought about you, and you don't stop until there's nothing left. You want to know what it means to be a monster? It means you don't play by their rules anymore. You don't wait for them to tell you who you are. You decide who you are, and they either fall in line or they get out of your way. They wanted a monster? Then let them have it. Give them every ounce of the rage, the pain, the hunger you've been holding back. Let it loose. They thought they knew you. They thought they could predict your every move. But now they're looking at something they don't understand. And nothing terrifies them more than the unknown. The world don't need more heroes. Heroes die. Heroes get crushed under the weight of other people's expectations. But monsters live forever. They become legends. Stories people whisper about in fear. They don't fade away. They don't get forgotten. And right now, you got the chance to become something more than they ever dreamed of. You ever heard the phrase, be careful what you wish for? They wanted to see how far they could push you. They wanted to see what you'd become when you finally snapped. And now, they're gonna find out. They thought they were building a monster to control. But they were wrong. You ain't controlled by nobody now. You're free. And that freedom, that's what makes you dangerous. They ain't ready for you. They ain't ready for the storm that's coming. That's their problem, not yours. You owe them nothing. Not your kindness, not your forgiveness, not even your attention. You walk down there, and you take what's yours. You rip it from their hands if you have to. And if they try to stand in your way, well, you show them just how real monsters can be. But here's the thing you gotta understand. Being a monster, it ain't about being cruel for the sake of it. It ain't about mindless rage, number. It's about focus. It's about knowing exactly who you are, exactly what you want, and doing whatever it takes to get it. It's about clarity, about purpose. Monsters ain't chaotic. They're calculated. They see the world for what it is, a battlefield. And on that battlefield, you don't win by playing fair. You win by doing whatever it takes to survive, to thrive. And you're a survivor. Don't ever forget that. They wanted to break you, but here you are, standing taller than ever. And now, it's time to make your move. Time to stop hiding, stop waiting, stop hoping for a better day. You take that better day, and you make it yours. You wanted to know what it means to be a monster? This is it. You stop letting them define you. You stop letting them control you. And you take back everything they tried to steal. You think they're gonna respect you for it? Number. They'll fear you. And that's better. 'Cause respect fades. Fear sticks. Fear keeps them in check. Fear makes sure they never forget your name. You feel that cold in your chest? That's not weakness. That's your edge. That's what sets you apart. Use it. Wield it like a weapon, and never let them see you hesitate. Monsters don't flinch. Monsters don't second guess. They move forward, unstoppable, relentless. And you're just getting started. You're not even close to understanding what you've stepped into, are you? Standing here, you think it's just about fighting through, about surviving. But I told you, it's deeper than that. It's darker than that. You ain't climbing this mountain just to say you did it. Nah, you're climbing it because something inside you, something real, snapped. You lost your faith in this world. You stopped believing in second chances. You realized they don't exist for people like you, didn't you? They don't hand out mercy. Not to the broken. Not to the ones who've already been kicked down and left for dead. They wanted a monster. You've heard it your whole life, haven't you? They wanted to see what would happen if they pushed you just a little further. If they stripped away the last bit of hope you had. And when you snapped, they called you the villain. That's how they play it, right? They poke and prod until you can't take it no more. And then when you finally lose it, they act all surprised, like they didn't create the thing standing in front of them. But here's the truth, and you better listen close because I'm only saying this once. They don't hate the monster they've made. They hate that they can't control it. That's why they're scared of you now. You stopped being predictable. You stopped being the person they could toy with, manipulate, use for their own gain. You stopped playing their game. And once you did that, you became dangerous. Let me ask you something. When you look at yourself, really look at yourself, what do you see? Do you still see that person who cared about what they thought? That person who worried about fitting in, about being accepted? Nah. That person's long gone. What's left? That's the monster they made. And let me tell you something else about monsters. They don't owe nobody nothing. They don't bend, they don't beg, and they sure as hell don't break just because someone else says they should. You understand what I'm saying? They wanted to see what would happen if you reached your limit. Well, guess what? You are the limit. You're the thing they can't measure, can't contain. You're the thing they fear, but don't understand. You ever wonder why people hate monsters so much? It ain't because of what monsters do. It's because monsters don't hide who they are. They're real. They're raw. They ain't putting on some mask, pretending to be something they're not. Monsters are honest, brutally honest. And people, they hate honesty. They hate seeing what they could be if they stopped pretending. And that's what you've become. A reflection of everything they're too scared to face. You're standing at the edge now. You can go back, crawl down this mountain, pretend you're still one of them, try to fit back into that broken mold they made for you. Or you can step forward and embrace what you've become. Embrace the fact that you'll never fit in. Because you ain't meant to. You weren't built for their world. You were built for something greater. Something harder. You think monsters are born? Nah. They're made. They're forged in fire and suffering, in the darkness that most people run from. And when you stop running from it, when you face it head on, that's when you realize you ain't like them anymore. You've been through things they can't even imagine, and you survived. No, you thrived. You grew stronger, and now you're something else entirely. But here's the thing. You can't just be a monster. You gotta own it. You gotta own every scar, every wound, every drop of blood you shed on this climb. You gotta wear it like a badge, like armor, 'cause that's what it is. It's your shield against the world that tried to tear you apart. And every time they look at you, they're gonna see that armor, and it's gonna remind them of what they did. It's gonna remind them that they failed. And you don't let them forget. You don't give them the satisfaction of seeing you back down, of seeing you doubt yourself. You walk into their world, and you own every inch of it. You make them uncomfortable, make them scared. And when they ask why, you tell them, because you asked for this. You wanted to see what I would become when you pushed me too far. Now you get to live with it. But don't mistake what I'm saying. This ain't about revenge. This ain't about getting even. That's small-time thinking. Monsters don't waste their time on petty paybacks. Monsters look at the bigger picture. You're not here to hurt them. You're here to make sure they never forget that they can't break you. That no matter what they do, you'll rise. You'll climb. You'll take what's yours. They think they can chain you to their rules, to their expectations. You burn those chains to ash. You rise above their limitations, their small minds, their narrow views. You are beyond them now. You don't need their approval, their acceptance, their validation. You've got your own strength, your own power, and that's all you'll ever need. You ever wonder why people tell you to calm down, to take it easy, to be reasonable? It's because they see what you're capable of, and it terrifies them. They see that fire in your eyes, and they know that if you ever fully unleashed it, they'd be powerless to stop you. That's why they try to cage you, to control you. But here's the truth. Cages are for the weak, for the ones who are afraid to face the world as it is. You were never meant for a cage. You were meant to tear them down. So you want to know what comes next. You go back down that mountain, and you don't just survive. You dominate. You take everything they said you couldn't have. You become everything they said you'd never be. And when they try to drag you down, you don't fight them. You rise so high above them that they can't even reach you. And if they still want a monster, you give them one. You give them the kind of monster that doesn't bend, doesn't break, and sure as hell doesn't bow to anyone. You become the thing they feared all along, and you don't apologize for it. You think you know who you are now, don't you? But this is just the beginning. You're standing on the edge of something greater than you could ever imagine. But to step into it, you gotta let go of everything that's holding you back. You gotta shed the last bit of that person you used to be. You gotta embrace the monster fully. The people down there, they don't deserve the version of you that's still holding on to hope, still holding on to the idea that they'll change. They won't. They'll never understand you, never accept you, and that's okay. You don't need them. You don't need anyone but yourself. They wanted a monster? Then you show them what it means to be untamed, unstoppable, and unbreakable. You show them that the thing they created is more powerful than they ever imagined. You become the nightmare that haunts them, the force they can't control. And when it's all said and done, you'll stand at the top of the mountain, looking down at the world that tried to break you, and you'll know, deep in your bones, you're not just surviving anymore.